say.
We'll go ahead and get started on the budget workshop. We're gonna start with an update from Debbie and Susan, if Susan's got anything for us.
I gave everybody an updated summary of your budgets, your main operating and your levy funds. Pretty much, very similar to where it was last time. Your budgets are all fundable, couple exceptions, maybe food and beverage. Public safety lit, there's still some issues, but that always depends on how things turn out this year. So, in some cases, like the general fund right now, we're anticipating you're using about 2.2 million of reserve funds to fund the budget. Keep in mind, if you don't get approved for the 3-year levy appeal, you're using about 3 million to fund this current budget. Because this takes the levy appeal into account. And, so we actually get the DLGF determination, we assume that you will receive it, but we don't know that 100%. So the budgeted disbursements here are as they have been uploaded to Gateway, how they are currently shown on Gateway. So I know there's still some discussion today, some things that we're still trying to decide on, which may lead to some changes there, but Gateway will get aligned with everything, and then we'll make sure that we equal.
Thank you.
So, the only thing that I wanna add, and I think the council members, you guys all know, but we just need to make sure we always keep this in the back of our mind. We're in a good shape, we're in good position, but spending 2 million more, 2.2 million more than we're bringing in, or potentially 3 million if we don't get one, it's not gonna be fundable in the future. We'll have to make some sort of cuts, so we're gonna have to pull back some purse strings. So, right now, we're in good shape, because we do have a really good balances, but I just wanna caution, just make sure that we're all conscious of that. So, Aaron, you had another comment?
I did, I guess I would add to that, there's a change that's gonna happen in November. No one knows, well, we hope, there's a governor change that's gonna happen in November, and if the presumptive winter happens, property tax changes are a huge thing. And we are funded, I don't know what the exact percentage, a large portion of our budget is through property taxes. And from what I'm hearing at the state legislature, there's a massive change coming with property tax relief. And it's going to have a significant impact on counties like ours, where our budget is so heavily influenced with property taxes. And we won't see it in the first year, but in like the second and third year, excuse me, to Kenny's point, when I say we're gonna feel it, it's going to be such a drastic shift that we're gonna be looking at this like tapping into our reserves at a level that's unprecedented, trying to figure out like what do we do, and it's gonna put us in a situation where we're gonna either be faced with cuts or raising, there you go, I read your lips, raising taxes. Like it's coming, and just talking with legislators. So I just, back to Kenny's point, figuring out what we do like to make smart decisions now. But with that, the food and beverage, the 494. Go ahead.
Are you still just talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to move forward and adopt solid waste first.
Okay, I'll go
Before we
ahead.
go into
But
ours.
let me ask this.
Yeah.
This 494, do we have something duplicated that is making this decrease in the
This new problem with food and beverage this year.
For this year.
There's a problem with 2024 food and beverage exploding, because if you look at you're starting with a negative balance in food and beverage for the beginning of 25. I thought there was something you were gonna fix or move in this year, but I didn't know that resolution yet.
What is that?
That would make
I
this.
feel like
We talked about it last month,
I thought we did kind of.
but we haven't officially voted on it.
Right.
Yes, so we won't be able to see that. Debbie, I don't wanna steal your answer. You wanna explain it? I only know this because Debbie just explained this to me.
Okay.
I don't wanna pretend to be really smart.
like we're on the same page. I'm like, I know this. Like I know this for a reason.
We did discuss this last month, and so I had this exact same question, but Debbie said we won't be able to see these numbers until we officially vote on it and at the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't really know that true number until.
Because this is one of those things where the revenues are, and we just don't have that. All right, and then the same thing with PS Lit. Is there something where we do, and we're trying to figure out where to actually make it land, and that's why we was 374.
I think most producer pulled out.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
because that was like 2 million something last time we did this.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why am I negative 374 then? I I thought we
And
balanced
I
this
thought we
out.
were good with.
That's what I thought too. That's why I don't know why we're negative. Cause I looked at numbers
That's why I
again
was
with
like,
Sky.
looking
and-
at my number, I'm like,
I know,
okay,
I'm
let's see what
off.
was submitted, yeah.
Cause I sent you and Tony something last week, or maybe Tony, and my number, this is not what I had.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the one.
Sorry,
We'll look
not,
at it. No,
it's
we'll
just,
look at
it's
it.
off. Cause I was in, I knew it was food and beverage, but this is, yeah. But that's it, that's the only one. I don't know if something is duplicated somewhere. Solid waste, I believe. That's it.
Didn't we approve solid waste
I
last
thought
time?
we approved
We
it.
have
We have to do
adopt
it,
Every
yeah.
time.
You have to adopt it.
We approved it, now we gotta adopt it.
Yes.
She comes to every meeting.
Yes. And I think Darla is here.
You're right.
Jennifer is at a conference. So we can just, it was presented last month, and we just need to adopt and sign, and they're good to go.
Make a motion to adopt the solid waste, management budget.
All right. Hey, Aaron, we're making a motion to adopt the solid waste management, solid waste management budget. It's been moved, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Thank you. So is that, anything else we need to do on that front?
Nope, we
Okay.
can start.
Okay.
Just make sure nobody was still in.
Okay.
I still haven't found it.
Let's go ahead and move to Apex. Bill is here to discuss, there's a, yes, set right up there, Bill. There some different things with Wellbridge and just kind of get the understanding for the council. I know you guys have discussed it elsewhere, so.
Thanks, Ken. Yes, I'm Bill Sylvester with Apex Benefits, your health insurance broker. A while back, the insurance committee made a recommendation that as a cost containment strategy, we use Wellbridge as a surgery center because they are a lot less expensive than other surgery centers on a voluntary basis. And in order to incentivize using Wellbridge Surgery Center, Wellbridge suggested, and I think you put in place something that would allow the county to forgive the deductible of members that voluntarily use Wellbridge. And it's really not, it's really out of compliance to do that. So the committee, we got creative and now would like to make the recommendation that instead of forgiving the deductible for a high deductible health plan, which is not compliant, we incentivize using Wellbridge by giving the member that utilizes Wellbridge $1,000 contribution into their HSA account every time they use it. So this will allow you to be compliant with the federal regulations, and also still incentivize people to use a very cost-effective surgery center if they choose to do so.
And in that structure, it's not really costing the county additional dollars. So
That's
it's,
my question.
we're still saving money.
So,
And we've toured the facility, several of us, and it's amazing.
It is.
So, for outpatient procedures, it's in the best benefit that we try to steer people that direction.
And as far as the savings go, I think this is right, isn't it, Bill, that it's so much cheaper that after that $1,000 contribution, I know that's what you were saying,
Yeah.
but just maybe a little bit more brass tacks, we're still gonna be in the black with respect to the savings because it's so much cheaper that after that $1,000 submission,
yes.
even after one patient, right? Like, it's,
Correct.
so it's not like we have to get to 42 people to get the savings. We are saving right away.
The savings on using Wellbridge is so significant that one surgery is saving you 5 figures.
Got it?
Yeah, it's about a third of the cost of what
Thank you.
the hospital would charge you for outpatient services. Kenny, I think Debbie's got a question.
And I know we can do details later when we have our insurance meetings, but will this just be an additional option for,
Yeah.
Yes, it's not mandatory, it is an
Not
option,
mandatory.
but it is a steering mechanism.
Okay, and then that'll get explained when we have our insurance meetings.
Right.
Yeah,
So, okay.
Yeah, it's to incentivize using Wellbridge, but not require you to use
Okay.
Wellbridge.
Great.
I do have a question though, how are you gonna handle that with HIPAA? Because I have to have information as to who that employee is to pay that $1,000 HSA.
Well, if you're saving me money, I will gladly sign that newspaper.
So we got
Yeah,
Lisa.
you would just
We got Lisa on board.
about the issue, right, Deb? I mean, they would
Yeah.
want to.
I'm just gonna put it out there,
Okay,
because
Yeah.
I know,
Use me as an example, if I go there for a.
well, I can't get HIPAA-related information now,
Right.
so
Okay.
how am I gonna get it later to pay
Yeah.
$1,000 claim on surgery?
yeah, I think Lisa had the answer. If they don't want the information released, they won't go there.
But if we give you permission,
Yeah,
Debbie,
if
we
they,
are allowed to do that personally, am I correct?
Bill has,
Is our information, are we allowed to give that? to
Bill
you?
might have an answer.
Bill has an answer, right?
Yes, so
Okay,
HIPAA regulations say that only though, you can only have access to HIPAA, to personal health information if you are a HIPAA, you're signed on as a HIPAA officer for the county. So if you become a HIPAA officer, you have access to the information on an as-needed basis only, so that gets you around.
yeah,
But I'm not, so y'all can
So,
work on
so
that.
you'd have to become a.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. we'll have
And that's
to-
probably not gonna be allowed, so
It's not,
I'll let the insurance committee handle that.
it's not.
Debbie's
On a
got,
side note, if they opt not to make you, is there a form that we could sign for real? I mean, Deb, that you should think, I would voice that.
A HIPAA officer is required to only have access to information that they need to have. So it's not like, so the only time you would need to have that is if you are, right, putting money in the account of somebody that had surgery. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can see where you would have it.
So you're not gonna have their medical history. It would just be relevant to the issue at hand.
Yeah, but she would still need to be a HIPAA officer at that point in time, so.
Are there state statutes that say there's supposed to be a HIPAA officer in every county with respect to county government?
I don't know that it goes as specific as the county government, but employers with an employer-sponsored health plan needs a HIPAA
Got it.
officer. Or there, and a lot of times it could be more than one person, the HR director, it could be the payroll person, it could be a deputy auditor, it could be an auditor, it could be
Multiple people.
whoever you deem needing personal health information for whatever reason.
Anyway,
So,
sorry.
is there a motion that we need to say this is okay, or is it, you're just bringing us information at this point in time?
I think you voted, and I was,
With the
it's the
difference,
meeting of the year, but I think you
With the
voted in the
difference.
prior meeting to give, to forego the HSA contribution of those voluntarily using Wellbridge. You need to probably make an amendment that says in lieu of doing that, or instead of doing that, Boone County will give $1,000 HSA contribution to those members who use Wellbridge for surgeries instead of forgiving their deductible.
So part of that motion, can it also go ahead and state that the auditor should be a HIPAA officer in order for this to actually work?
It can be, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You can just send the paperwork over to her and do it. That's your call.
Yeah. I just wanna make sure that that can be done and it has no issues.
Cause if
If it's not, it's
I'm
gonna.
about to say, if she doesn't, is it gonna cause an issue is it gonna cause an issue, Debbie, if you need to do something and you're not a HIPAA officer?
Well, she can't issue the
I'm
check.
about to say.
I won't pay it.
I think it isn't appointing that officer actually a function of the commissioners.
Should be.
Yeah, so, our responsibility then is to propose this subject to the commissioners appointing a HIPAA officer, that preferably would be the auditor.
as long as we can make it, like you say, subject to
Yeah.
commissioners doing that, and it,
Exactly.
and it should be, the auditor. So, do you have that as a motion?
Yep, so moved.
Say it all.
Oh, God bless.
I love that these meetings are recorded. I'll second that.
So the motion, I'm gonna state the motion the best, and you guys correct me, is that we do approve that we give an extra $1,000 to the HSA if a client uses Wellbridge as their surgery center, and also recommend to the commissioners that the auditor's office becomes a HIPAA officer.
I think it should be subject to.
Subject
Subject to,
Yeah,
Yeah.
then becoming a HIPAA officer.
yeah,
Thank you.
since I didn't state it for you, so I.
Thank you. I just wanted to be clarified for the record.
Didn't you have to amend the last approved something? You had passed it earlier, he said, and you needed to amend the original?
That was in the health committee meeting.
Yeah,
The
it was
council
not a,
hasn't done it
it
yet.
was not a formal,
But I like this.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for asking. With that being said, is there any further discussion? It has been moved and seconded, right? So, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Thanks for your explanation, Bill. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Let's she's gotta leave for just a little bit. Let's take a 5-minute restroom break,
Thank
and I'll be right back.
Thank you.